We have Lynwood Lewis coming up, very candid state senator. He's a Democrat from the Eastern Shore. You know where the Eastern Shore is, right? Got to go over the bridge tunnel. And his District 6 also part of the Norfolk area. And he is with us now, State Senator Lynwood Lewis. Great to have you with us, sir.
Hey, good morning, John. Great to be with you.
Hey, look, I'm really fired up about this casino bill in my neck of the woods down here in Southeast Virginia. Your neck also, because we're kind of like neighbors. And I love going to the Eastern Shore. I love going there, do that a lot. It's a fun time. But normally when I do it, though, I'm going up 13 to Dover Downs Casino. So I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to go to Norfolk. Now,
we're trying to help you out, John.
I know, Senator, and you got a great bill in. I love your bill. That's why I was happy to have you on. And I love your bill. And yesterday, the State General Laws and Technology Committee approved a substitute bill, which combined your Pamunkey Tribe bill with a bill to allow gaming in Portsmouth, Danville, and Bristol. This is the commercial gaming. The new combined bill, as I understand it, and tell me if I've got this accurate, took Virginia Beach and Chesapeake out of your bill so that it now only includes Norfolk and Richmond for the Pamunkey Tribe for commercial gaming. And the tribe has said they're fine with that. I talked to the chief on Friday. Cool guy, by the way. But it still requires the referendum and things of that nature. So you were fine with that compromise, right, Senator?
Oh, yes, absolutely, John. That's the way this process is supposed to work. And frankly, I think that's where most of us thought we'd end up anyway. So it's a good compromise, and it's a win-win for everybody regionally and also statewide.
So I love this bill. So basically, so that everybody understands, the Pamunkey Tribe is a tribe of Native Americans that got their jurisdiction under Governor Terry McAuliffe, and they want to build a casino on their land, which is perfectly within the realm of them doing that in Southeast Virginia, and they want to do it in the Norfolk area. Meantime, we're going to get a general casino bill for commercial casinos, which would be in Danville, Bristol, and Portsmouth, because, Louise Lucas, as you know, Senator, has been fighting for this since I've been on the air in 2010. She's been fighting for this. My whole thing is these are not mutually exclusive. So we can also get one, according now, there's 5 of them, including Norfolk and Richmond. And so you're combining the two, right? So there's no conflict.
No, there should be no conflict. As I said, it could be a win-win for everybody. The Pamunkeys are pretty far along in the process. They have financial backing from John Yarborough in Tennessee, a billionaire from Tennessee, who's, I think, as I understand, has had a track record with helping Indian tribes go down the gaming road, and so they're pretty far along, and they've been talking to Norfolk for about a year now. It was a well-kept secret, and they had intended to go down. There's a 2-track process, John, as you know. There's this federal land and trust process, which the Pamunkeys, there are 7 tribes, 7 federally recognized tribes in Virginia. The Pamunkeys are the only ones who can do casino gaming because they went through a much more arduous process through the Bureau of Indian Affairs. The others were recognized by act of Congress, and they are expressly forbidden from doing casino gaming. So the Pamunkeys were going down that road, but when it became apparent that Virginia was really serious about doing commercial casino, commercial gaming, they didn't want to be left out of that discussion and wanted a seat at the table. And so that's what this bill accomplished.
Right, because when the commercial casino bills were going forward, then had the Pamunkeys not been included in the same legislation, it would have actually put them on a slower path behind the 8 ball because they have to jump through all the federal hoops that go with their tribal situation. And all your bill wanted to do was get them on an even playing field and then let the chips fall where they may, so they have an even shot and they're not penalized by going through additional federal red tape that would take about a 2 to 4 year longer period to get through and develop and start up than a regular commercial casino would, right?
Exactly. That's exactly right. Yes.
All right, now let's get to Louise Lucas. Been fighting this because state senator from the Portsmouth area, Democrat, she's been fighting it because she says, look, I just want a casino in Portsmouth. That's been my lifelong dream. I don't want to see it competing with Norfolk or Richmond or something else. Where is she on it now? Is she going to vote for it, or is she still going to battle it?
Oh no, she is. She's fine with this compromise bill. Senator Lucas was instrumental in getting to the compromise, and as you correctly stated, John, she has been fighting this battle for casino gambling and for her city for many, many years. So yesterday was quite a victory, quite a milestone for Senator Lucas, and she's worked hard for this.
So the Pamunkey tribe, if you get this done and it passes, there would have to be a referendum in all these 5 cities, right? Danville, Bristol, Norfolk, Richmond, and Portsmouth.
That is correct. And it could be as early as this coming November. Each of those localities, should they choose to go down that path, could have a referendum that early. Now, no licenses under this bill, and of course, as you well know, this is a process. And so it's now gone to Senate Finance, where it could be changed again, and it could be changed on the House side, and then there could ultimately be a committee of conference. So there are a lot of moving parts to this before we adjourn on February the 23rd. But they can have the referendum as early as this November. Now, no licenses can be issued by the Commonwealth until July 1 of 2020. And so that gives us time, and the bill directs that there be some study of how other states have regulated gaming and how best to regulate gaming in the Commonwealth.
So basically, your goal, it seems, is to get this passed by the House and the Senate in order to get on the referendum ballot. Now, because it's a referendum, this doesn't have to be signed by the governor, right?
No, I think the bill does have to be signed by the bill has to be signed by the governor. But the referendum is an independent process that the localities would go through.
All right. You want to get through the House and the Senate, this compromise bill, and then it's got to be signed by Governor Northam. Has he indicated anything one way or the other on it, Senator Lewis?
Well, Secretary Lane spoke on behalf of the governor Friday at our first committee hearing in general laws and indicated that the governor wanted, and I think this bill, with the direction in it for the lottery board to study what other states have done insofar as the regulatory piece of this, I think that accomplishes what the governor wanted. He wanted some study, take a hard look at how other states have gone about this, and so I think this bill accomplishes that objective. So I'm hopeful and I think confident that the governor is going to be happy with what we turned out of committee yesterday.
Okay, so you pass it in the Senate, some version passes, you get reconciliation. When you do that, that passes both chambers. It goes to the governor. He signs it. If you get all this done, by what date does the governor have to sign it to get on the November ballot?
Well, he'll sign it. He'll sign it, I think, as soon as he gets to his desk. So, we shouldn't have any time crunch insofar as being able to get it on the ballot because, we adjourn here February the 23rd.
Right.
And we come back for veto session first week in April. So we should be fine as far as working out any details or any reconciliation of various or even the governor's amendment for the veto session. We should be fine for that for getting on the November ballot.
So it gets on the November ballot, and then we'll see what happens. You'd have 5 cities on it. If all 5 cities pass it, then you go to the next phase, which is licensing.
Right. And now, and they don't, of course, they don't have to do it in unison. Everybody can go about it at whatever pace they choose. Presumably, everybody would want to get it on the ballot in November to get that referendum piece part of the puzzle behind them.
So what happens if, say, 4 cities pass it and 1 rejects it?
That's then the 4 cities that pass it are good to go as far as licensure and whatever other regulatory requirements we may put in place. When the regulations come into effect. So, again, it doesn't have to be passed in unison. Each locality can do it on its own and stand or fall on its own.
I tell you what, Senator, I love the way you've done this. This is a really good job. This is one of the clearest, cleanest things that I've seen of this magnitude since I've been covering the State House. I want to commend your efforts and also that of your counterpart, because this is a bipartisan effort, also has the support
Right.
of Republican House of Delegates member in Chesapeake, Barry Knight, who's a farmer, by
Barry
the way.
Knight, yes.
He's a pig farmer.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
casinos and pig farms, somehow Barry Knight has managed to merge that into his repertoire of expertise. How he's done that, I have absolutely no idea.
As you know, Barry is an excellent and very accomplished legislator.
He's pig farming and casinos. You can't get a better combination than that, Senator. You really can't. That is just a fabulous combination. All right, so now that I understand this whole thing, I'm pretty excited about it. And I did realize that Richmond was going to be in the mix. So I'm happy you got that also, because
Yes.
I've been so chagrined by the fact we don't have a casino. I call Richmond, I mock it and call it Rich Vegas. See, now it can be a real Rich Vegas instead of me making fun of it. So I'm pretty excited about that. Now, just so everybody knows, if you're in the Southeast Virginia area or you've ever gone under a tunnel or gone over a bridge, the proposed Pamunkey Tribe Resort and Casino site is in Norfolk, right by the minor league Harbor Park baseball stadium, right by the Amtrak station, right? How convenient is that? And also by the Tide, local rail. I mean, tell me that just wouldn't be stunning. That would be so cool, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. And as you know, John, that 20-acre parcel there beside Harbor Park with the other amenities you mentioned, the Amtrak station and the Tide, that has been a prized piece of real estate that the city has jealously watched over for just the right project. And and they think this project is it. And we're talking about a 500-room top-notch resort spa, as well as casino and entertainment venues, 5, 6, 7 restaurants there, 3,500 full-time employees. It could be an impressive facility.
I think it has a tremendous opportunity for success, no doubt. And again, just so everybody knows, the only thing that the Pamunkey Tribe is asking for in this whole negotiation with this bill is the opportunity to compete with a commercial interest on a level playing field. That's it. And then they'll let the chips. They're not. And the other, one of the benefits of this people don't realize is what you've done here with the Pamunkey bill is they have to contribute a % of their take to local and state government. They wouldn't have to under normal circumstances, right?
That is absolutely correct. If the federal land and trust route does not provide for at the present time, it's 10% on the adjusted gross receipts from the gaming, from the casino, and that is a significant amount of revenue for the state and the locality, and also for the region in which the casino is located. So it's a big deal.
Right, because the alternative is, because they're an Indian tribe on their own reservation land, the state or local government have no jurisdiction to take any part of that revenue, so they lose out. With this bill putting them on equal footing, there will be a percentage that is going to go to the local community, which is going to help revitalize that area, which is part of the reason that the Senate is looking at Bristol, Danville, and Portsmouth, because they want to bring jobs and economic growth to those areas.
Absolutely. Again, this can be a transformative event for Norfolk, Portsmouth, and also for obviously Bristol and Danville as well. So this is an important step forward for economic development.
Okay, Senator. So today is January 22nd. What's the next thing on this that we're going to see, sir?
The next thing you will see is some activity in Senate Finance. When that will happen, I don't know. But they're going to pass muster on it as they do, or pass over it as they do with so many other pieces of legislation here. Everything seems to find its way to finance. We don't anticipate a rough road, at least on the Senate side in finance. There may be some tweaks and some minor changes, but I think it'll emerge from Senate Finance anyway. I think it will emerge in a form that both Senator Lucas and I and Senator Carrico as well will find acceptable. And
Senator, who's the chairman of Senate Finance? Is that Hanger and Tommy, or who's that? No, I don't remember.
Senator Norman and Senator Hanger are still joint chairs of Senate Finance.
All right. Well, it'll be under good stewardship there. Senator Lynwood Lewis, Democrat, representing the 6th District of Virginia. That's all of the Eastern Shore and part of the Norfolk, Virginia area. So this casino would be in his district right by Harbor Park. We're excited about it. Senator, I got 2 minutes. Let's get to the Speaker of the House, Kirk Cox, Tim Hugo. They have rolled out a tax cut bill that aligns Virginia taxes with the federal Trump tax cut plan. 3 things, really simple. If I want to itemize in Virginia, regardless of what I do at the federal level, it gives me the choice to do that. I can do whatever I please instead of it being mandated to be the same. Secondly, my deductions are increased if I choose not to itemize to $4,000 single, $8,000 married couple filing jointly. I'm for that, save money. And the third thing is, to your friends in Northern Virginia with all the big mansions, there's no cap on salt. Why on earth would Democrats be opposed to this?
Well, John, as you know, anything dealing with taxes, federal and state, in this environment is going to be complex. There are a lot of moving parts. There are a lot of proposals out there. The ground is fertile for compromise, with a little bit for everybody. If in this election year we can all come together and try and achieve it. Now, again, it's an election year, so that may make meaningful compromise a little difficult. But the important thing is that we have to do for all Virginians, and we have to do soon, is to conform. We can make all sorts of policy choices after that, but if we don't conform soon, the Virginia Society of CPAs tells us we're going to have a nightmare when it comes to filing federal taxes, no matter what policy decisions we make. And again, I think we can make some policy decisions that are going to answer, that's going to have something for everybody. So I hope we can come together. As I said, as you well know, in an election year, cooler heads do not always prevail. But I'm hopeful we can come together and come up with a meaningful compromise. But at the outset, we've got to conform.
I should just call you Senator Common Sense, Lynwood. I mean, that's about the best explanation I've heard. Basically, what you're saying is, let's conform and get this done, and we can fight later. I really love that response. I love what you've done with this casino bill. Probably one of the cleanest, most thought-through pieces of legislation I've seen, and I commend you both for that and for your open-minded position on conforming state and federal taxes for filers in Virginia and also giving them the opportunity to save money. We're out of time. I want to thank Lynwood Lewis for being us. Democratic State Senator, District 6, Senator of Common Sense. Thanks for being with us, sir.